Kämpfern Davidova hier in Hochfilzen. Hannover, heute groß in der deutschen Zeitung Schlagzeile. Hannover, Boulevardjournalismus. Und hier das Bild mit der Drohne vom Stadioneingang in Richtung Hochfilzen Ortszentrum wird hier geflogen. Das ist das Bild, das mein Kollege Walter Spreng nahezu tagtäglich genießt als Hochfilzener. Ja, Walter, ist schon immer so was gekommen. Wir sind also zurück und nach dem...
Oh, du eröffnest ja heute. Du eröffnest ja heute.
Für Deutschland geht sich knapp 4 Minuten los mit den Damen hier und heute im, wie wir immer so gerne sagen, WM-Stadion von Hochfilzen. 116 Damen sind am Start und es ist ganz eindeutig das Who is Who der Damen, das sich für dieses Rennen hier bereitet. Now the ladies are in the center of interest, and ladies and gents, especially competitors and all officials, believe me, they are ready and set into the spirit of racing, high profile, and it's a well-prepared to face the challenge of this competition. And while the people say it's just a battle, maybe between 3, 4, 5 girls, I would add more than 20 girls with the possibility to maybe reach a top 6, top 3 or even a success.
Das genau, lieber Stefan, ist die Tatsache und wir werden es ja sehen. In Kürze wird dieses Rennen also gestaltet und die Startnummer 1 wird uns bereits zeigen, was hier auf dieser Strecke möglich ist. Nämlich Dorothea wird das Rennen eröffnen und wir freuen uns schon drauf auf diesen Wettkampf hier in Hochfilzen.
Kommen wir ganz kurz noch auf die Doros Platzierungen. 37., 23., dann ging es aber stetig nach vorne. 16, 13, 6. Also, sie nähert sich ihrer Form und das ist gut so, das ist wichtig, das freut uns. Sie kommt also in 40 Jahren nicht Nummer 1. Weiter, aber mindestens so wichtig für uns hier in Österreich ist natürlich die Startnummer der Österreicher. Schau du mal drauf, wann kommen sie?
Mit der Startnummer 3 bereits, Dunja Stoß. Und mit Startnummer 41 das gelbe Trikot um Theresa Hauser. Es geht dann weiter mit Nummer 54 Nummer 2, letzte und bezeichnet auch Anna Duppe mit der Startnummer 102. Ja, ganz. Die Biathlon-Sport zu Hause ist auch schusstechnisch hervorragend. Also, diese österreichischen Ladies, der Dunja, der Lisa, der Reza, der Christina, der Julia und eben der Anna, wünschen wir natürlich auf heimischem Boden alles Gute. Aber die Konkurrenz, die ist natürlich bärenstark und hier macht sich die Dunja auch in Richtung ihrer nächsten Präparationen und Vorbereitungen für den Start. Die großartige Klavierspielerin. Aber drückt sie auch heute die richtigen Tasten. Es sei ihr zu wünschen. Dunja Stoß. Gut. Die Augen, die Verfahren von
Franz Berger giving the thumbs up there. He's on the start gate, so 1 minute or so to go.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever seen Dorothea Viera looking so cold. A little bit of a cough there. Can't help seeing someone cough and thinking of COVID. Extra regulations brought in with this new pandemic. They've already done some 256 tests. All of them have proved negative. Masks and a particular type of mask, what is it, a PPF2 or something, has to be worn if social distancing is impossible. They're getting strict again, just as they were at the start of last season. So Viera, she could do with something a little bit special today, Mike. Her shooting has let her down, and particularly the standing shoot.
Yes, a huge surprise when this lady really set the bar so high in terms of women's biathlon shooting, especially speed shooting. Now she's a little hesitant, a little unsure, but I hope that the trip down to the Alps has relaxed her and we'll see just some of that inner power that she used to have. I hope we see it back today.
Yeah, Viera had a slow start to her season. Lisa Vitozzi is the best of the Italians in the world rankings at the moment. The top three are Hauser, Reuseland, and someone who we should certainly pay a lot of attention to today, Alimba Kava, because she won here last year, got her first ever win here in Hochfilzen. So maybe she's got the feel-good factor for the snowy tracks here down in the Alps. And there's Viera just disappearing down to the bottom of the meadow, and then she'll do a 180-degree turn and come back up towards the first split. Zdovich for Austria. Austria will have all eyes on Hauser. Very exciting times for them. For so many years, Mike, we've been saying, how come the Austrian men are so good and they haven't got any women? It's almost the other way around.
It certainly has taken a turn for the positive in terms of women's biathlon here. Anish Chevalier-Boucher, she's had such a fantastic start to her season. And I just think of the relay on Sunday, how well the French team put that together. She played a strong part in that as well.
Yeah, if she hadn't made a mess of the shooting in the very first race of the season, I think she could be #1 wearing yellow. She was 52nd in that race. Other than that, she's been 2nd, 6th and 3rd. It's a fabulous run of results, beautifully consistent. Just took a bit of time to get into the shooting. A couple of misses in the early shoots up in Östersund. Shanka for Belarus. Belarus on a high after their success this morning. And they'll be hoping for more podium finishes. I think Alimba Kava is probably their best chance. Eva Puskarchikova for the Czech Republic. Two Czechs starting one after the other. I never feel too hopeful when that happens, Mike, because they tend to get involved racing each other. Davidova will certainly keep an eye on Puskarchikova's times.
Yes, so Davidova, well, the athlete more favoured, of course, in the Czech team to touch the podium. Hope she can today, but she would need to hit all 10 targets. I can't think, Patrick, maybe your brain is sharper than mine, when and if Dorothea Viera has ever worn bib #1 before, because it is an unusual, well, you've got a chance, 1 in 116 chance of getting it, but it does give a different view of the whole race.
Yeah, I'm absolutely convinced she has. But I spent a bit of time going through the record books and didn't find it. But I'm convinced she has. Maybe that's my bedtime reading tonight. Davidova is underway, starting lucky #7. Is she going to be able to produce something? I think she's looking better and better as the season goes on. Tomingas now for Estonia, and then Vanessa Voigt will be the first of the German team underway here in Hochfilzen. And this is a bit like home for the Germans, isn't it? And if any nation has an advantage of being close to home more often, it is Germany. We have Hochfilzen here. We're only a stone's throw from the German border. We have Oberhof, of course. We have Ruhpolding. Both of those two venues coming up straight after Christmas.
Yes, and then Antholz, as you say, feels very much with the German-speaking language in that part of Italy. It feels like home as well. Voigt from Oberhof, she'll be looking forward to those races after Christmas. At least limited travelling and her own bed, which makes a difference.
So Vera will set the pace up to 1.5. And we'll have to wait and see just how good that is. You can see Zari Maeda of Japan just behind her. The Japanese doing pretty well in the men's race this morning. They'll be excited by that. The key was certainly shoot well, which is always the case, but particularly important this morning with so many of the big names missing. And actually, don't ski the first lap too fast.
I think that seems to be the lesson a lot of the men suffered from today. Even though they're so disciplined to hold back, that certainly the majority really faded on the last lap.
Now, you try and tell this woman not to ski the first lap too fast. She will not have it. She's absolutely sensational. Vera Urberg looks a different figure. She looks stronger. She looks leaner. She's certainly meaner when it comes to the skiing this year, and has so far consistently been the fastest athlete on the tracks. It's all about control. It's all about matching the two disciplines. If she can get that today, even if she hits 9 out of 10, she'll be close or close enough to the top 3. Chevalier Boucher trying to better Vera's time. Actually, Duich has just done that with a 4:06.7.
Chevalier Boucher, just interesting there. Look at the length of her ski poles. For me, she always has ski poles slightly longer than, say, the majority of the field. The poles can be up to your total height, but she seems to opt for slightly longer poles.
Yeah, and we look at Vitozzi. You look at her technique, Mike, and she does stand a bit more upright. And I wonder whether that's going to help. I think on the big climbs, the excessively long poles can be a bit of a disadvantage in many ways. Here's last year's winner, Alim Bakava. Is she feeling good? We'll find out soon enough. The first shoot's going to be absolutely key for her.
I also think, Patrick, with the Belarus men's team earlier, without a doubt, all of their men had skis that were gliding above average to the rest of the field. It was a strange day today earlier, and so I would imagine Alim Bikeva and Hanna Sola will have a very good field today. Their ski speed will be fast.
Yeah. Having said Alim Bikeva won here last year, she did win the first sprint. I've forgotten we had 2 races, 2 rounds of the World Cup here. She went from 1st to 31st in the second one, missing 3 targets. So she'll be hoping to match the former performance. Hanna Urberg, is it going to be another golden season for her? She's still very much in the running, down in 9th place, 128 points versus Hauser's 177, so 49 points adrift. Oh, another miss for Vera. What is going wrong?
Isn't Biathlon strange? Last year and previous years, she would have built that position, rapid fire, and you would believe she would hit all 5 every time.
Yeah, she did. She hit 10 out of 10 in the sprint races here last year, in the 2 races, in the prone position. Struggled with the stand. Yeah,
Zingerle scoping. He was a great shot. So he has created Vera from age 10 as one of the best shots. But the problem now is really in her own head, or getting bored with the sport, or feeling pressure in the sport. She's just lost a little piece of her magic.
Well, she has a lot of other commitments. I think that's fair to say, Mike. Her life is not just about biathlon.
Yes, and generally you have to immerse yourself so deep. You have to live it, breathe it, be part of it, almost connected so tight with your rifle.
What was that, 3 clicks?
Yeah, so I'm moving clockwise, so adjusting the fall of the shot to the left.
I thought she moved anti-clockwise, to be honest, but two eyes is better than 1.
Yes, well, I might go along with it. I wasn't watching, but the wind, when I saw it, was coming from the left, but clearly it's a dead spot wind-wise now.
Oh, yeah, that was a long way off. We'll put that one down to human error, but the sights were not perfect for Agnès Chevalier Boucher, and I think the message will go around the French team. exactly what happened there. Elvira Erberg now. Chevalier Boucher's time of 4 minutes dead, up to the 1.5. She should be inside that. She will be. 5 seconds. Now, it doesn't sound much, but it's quite a big margin. It's quite a big margin. And what she's trying to do is make sure that she can build enough of a lead over the next best to be able to afford a penalty miss. Not sure that's the best attitude to go into the race with. I'm not saying that's exactly what she's doing, but she knows she is quick enough to gain time. Herman there, who in her prime could certainly gain 25 seconds over most of the field.
Yeah, Herman, last week 9th, missing 1. It's all about the shooting. If she hits 10 out of 10 today, really the speed she's got, she can potentially make a top 3.
Davidova, who was 5th in the first sprint here last year with a 0-1, dropped to 21st in the second one, missing 3. She's fast. She's already had 1 win this season, but that was one on the back of some very good shooting and not her ski speed. 20 out of 20 in the first individual. Best she can hope for now is 8. Oh. I mean, it's tough for the coach, isn't it, Mike? Because they now know that Davidova will not feature in the top 3. It's over. Their big hope is has made a huge mistake there. I like the way she went. Well, I do and I don't. She went right up beside her teammate who started 30 seconds ahead of her. She lay down on the mat beside Pushkarshikova, and that was so that she was in the same part of the range. She zeroed on lane 7, I think it was, so she shot in lane 8, but it didn't work out. I'm not sure she had a choice. Not sure it would have been wise to move even 4 or 5 lanes along, but perhaps leaving 1 spare lane wouldn't have made any odds.
That's my thinking. It was interesting seeing Andrei Morovitz retiring, last year in February from his wonderful biathlon career. He's now scoping. Good to see him still being part of the team. This time it's on the other side of the fence.
Most people retire so they get a bit of time at home.
That was his plan.
Voigt. Good early start number. Elvira Erberg, who started not 30 seconds, but a minute behind the German, is already in for shoot number 1.
So Elvira has come in 6 seconds ahead of Chevalier Boucher. This will put the rest under pressure, the rest of the field, because this time that Elvira is setting now probably won't be beaten after this, the first shoot. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mentioned, Mike, she was the fastest on the first lap last year, and that was a tremendous performance. She actually shot 0-2, dropped down to 11th place, but she's come on a lot since then. She's much faster, and I think she's marginally better on the range as well, as we see Alimbakova coming in for Belarus. Belarus certainly hoping for a repeat of last season. Only dropping 4 seconds to Elvira Erberg. That's very respectable.
That really is, and I would expect Elvira Erberg, she doesn't look for me as sharp on her skis today. She looks tired. I would expect her last lap won't be as fast as Alimbakova.
Do you remember last year, Mike, the Swedes, no one could get near them at the first 2 World Cups. Then we came down to Hochfilzen and they had nothing to give.
Yeah, it was incredible. All that energy output in the first 2 World Cups. Fatigue is a huge thing. Then through all the stress of COVID and traveling with COVID, and then the flights down here, it's quite tiring on everybody's body and mind. This is great from Alimbakova.
Yeah, 4 behind coming in, 6.9 going out. She won't mind one little bit about that, as we see Anna Magnusson for Sweden. Started number 14. Hannah Erberg started number 15, just coming in, top right-hand corner of your screen. Erberg, couple of looks down the range, and again, she'll have another good look when she settles on her knees, just taking in the information that the flags are giving her.
Hannah Urberg, she's 8 seconds, 8.5 behind her sister coming into the range, and that places her 5th.
Yeah, and she's the first Swede to miss, not once, but twice, possibly 3 times. No, the third one goes down, but it is not going to be Hannah Urberg's day. 2 misses, 300 meters of penalty to pay, and not only does that take some 50 seconds to complete, but it also fatigues the legs significantly for that next lap. Hannah Sola, now, she is quick. Whoa, look at that, 0.7 inside Elvira Urberg. And if she shoots in under 25 seconds, we could have a new leader.
Stadium announcer mentioning her name as stadium announcers do. That would have registered in her brain, hasn't put her off.
Maybe the pronunciation was so bad she didn't recognize it. 4 out of 4. Yes. Nice shooting, very nice shooting. And look at that margin, 14 seconds to play with. I think Herberg's time of 7:08.6 is going to be equaled or better. Round the corner, it's going to be a couple of seconds in it. 2.8 the margin. Sola has the lead. Now Vera, normally so reliable in the stand. She's had 1 5 out of 5 that I can think of this season. This is not one of them, so another miss, and a shake of the head says it all. Why, oh why, what is going on there?
Yeah, Andreas Singerli, he must be wondering, what do I have to do to bring her back to the magic she used to show us all on the range? Maybe a little break, put the rifle down for a couple of days outside of the races and just walk away from the rifle.
The yellow bib holder finding out what it's like being ranked #1 in the world. Hauser, she's had 1 race in yellow, held on to it. Can she do it again today? Didn't help Christiansen this morning in terms of performance, but I think I'm right in saying he still has it. The margin has been cut very tight at the top, but Christiansen certainly was not on his best form. Roysland, 13.7 outside. Well, that's extraordinary.
That is, and again, not being critical to the servicemen, the waxmen, but for me, it's yes, they're tired after the races. Everybody's a little tired after the first 2 World Cups, but to lose that much time in 1.5 kilometers, it's for me, it's a ski issue.
So we'll look forward to seeing Hannah Sola go through 4 kilometers as we watch Anaïs Chevalier-Boucher. Worst shooting performance since we saw her. In fact, that's the worst of the season. She missed 5 out of 20 in the opening race of the season.
And Patrick, of course, she's leading the sprint score. Chevalier-Boucher, she will not be, I'm quite sure, after today.
No, because Elvira Urberg's only 4 points behind her. Urberg will be in for the second shoot fairly shortly. Lashanka with 2 misses. This is interesting, Mike. Yes, there's a bit more wind than we had in Östersund, but nothing that they're not used to, nothing that they don't train in day after day. This is where the altitude is so significant. It affects the standing shoot more than the prone.
It does. At that stage in the race, after what, 20 minutes, well, 15 minutes in this race, of course, you're more fatigued, and they're not quite getting the breathing recoveries, in my opinion.
Now this will get the German fans excited.
Oh, Herman's ski speed was great coming in, Patrick. Only 2 seconds behind Hannah Sola, the fastest.
Dominguez. Tall figure.
She's had a good start to her season with 37th and then 21st last weekend, hitting all 10 last weekend.
Have you raced in Estonia, Mike?
I haven't raced, no, never raced there. Been there though, but for fun, not for racing.
Yeah, I was just wondering what the fans shouted when when you race in Estonia. Every country seems to have its thing. How about Scotland? What's the chant in her?
Go lassie, go lassie.
Royston, ski speed, big question mark over it. 17.6 given away to the woman in the top right-hand corner of your screen, but the shooting so far is good. 4 out of 4 for her. Elvira Erberg looking for a clear shoot. She's got 6 out of 6, throws number 7 wide, needs the remaining 3 if she's going to win. Oh, that's another one gone. Has to get this, otherwise she could be outside the top 15. No, 3 misses from Elvira Erberg, and that is good news for Belarus and Hanna Sola, who is on that second loop, will be in to shoot in the next 4 minutes or so. And Sola is the only match in terms of ski speed for Elvira Erberg so far. Lisa-Therese Hauser might desperately slow in the pursuit at the end of the programme in Östersund. That must have been a bit of a concern for the Austrian team.
I think it would be, and she really needs 10 hits today. We know how great she is on the rifle. That will be her strategy, but her ski speed, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, she's got a crowded start, has Hauser, and those who are just starting their second loop will be quite grateful of the company as we go back to Alimbikova, clear in the prone, 18 inside, Kazakovic. You know what? Wow. 9 out of 10 may be good enough today. It may be good enough. I think we can guarantee a top 10 for Alimbikova. It could be a whole lot better than that. Anaïs Bescon. What are we looking at? A 29 second shoot, somewhere around there. Ooh, over 35. She was slow to get that first round away, but all the targets are down. That's what matters.
Yes, that's a comfortable start. And I thought in the relay at the weekend in Sweden, I thought that Bescon was very good. Just 1 spare bullet required.
Magnussen's not far off the mark. A 5 in the stand could buy her a top 10 finish. These are the tough 2. Target's the same size, but the body is just hankering for oxygen. Now, have a look at the breathing rate of Sola. She's pushed the pace again on that second lap, 20 seconds inside the current leader. Sola actually 9 seconds up on Elvira Erberg. That's extraordinary. This looks like a win. Wow. Oh, down it goes. 10 out of 10. No one is going to match that performance. That is absolutely outstanding from Hanna Sola. And Belarus do it again. Alimbikova won it last year. I know I'm nailing my colours to the mast, but Mike, that is not going to be matched.
It's excellent. What an incredible performance. It depends. The only issue would be, is she going to fade on this last lap? I think she will, with the incredible first 2-lap pace she has set. But many of the big names have already set off. Of course, Tyrell Eckhoff, bib 55, we've still to see her.
Dorothea Vera, first to start. 8 out of 10, 22.48. Should be a top 20. It will be a decent position for the pursuit, where she is absolutely brilliant. Loves that race format. That's tomorrow. In fact, is it the women's relay tomorrow and then the pursuit on Sunday?
Sunday, yes, the pursuit for women.
That was definitely 2 clicks anti-clockwise for Retsova. Not the first we've seen do that.
Yes, so the wind has changed. We haven't seen too many visuals on the flags. Retsova, she's been doing an awful lot better than 3 hits out of 5. Oh, high, look at that.
Yeah. Changed the horizontal, didn't change the vertical. Lisa Theresa Hauser up to the first of the checkpoints at 1.5. She's going to be roughly 10 seconds outside the time set by Brézard-Boucher, who went off very fast. Hauser winning a sprint seems an unlikely scenario at with this speed, Mike. 13.5, and now I'm still going to stick by it. Sola has got this one sewn up. Vitozzi, 24.7, despite going clear in the prone.
Well, as Vitozzi builds her position, and it is very good. Brézard-Boucher is into the range first time. In fact, she's missed one. She came in 9 seconds ahead of anybody. That's a good day for Vitozzi, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, one better than her teammate, as we see Agnès Chevalier-Boucher, 5 targets missed. That's a lot of extra skiing to do, 750 meters. It's a 10% increase on the race distance, so you can see just how important it is to hit the targets. And in women's biathlon, the shooting is even more important because of the reduced distances and actually the slightly less time that they spend out on the snow as well. So she's been punished severely.
Well, the men's race, it was quite a strange day, wasn't it, in terms of our favourites? Well, today again, it is the faster skiers doing well, but Hanna Sola is looking pretty firm favourite at the moment.
Yeah, respectable run from the Czech, Davidova. 22.25, the new best time. She's got a 23-second margin over Vera, despite hitting the same number of targets. So Vera's ski speed is not at the best. Her focus will be entirely on the Olympics. She's won the overall. She's won plenty of World Cups. She wants some Olympic gold. This could be her last chance. Denise Herrmann, 8 out of 10, same as Dorothea Vera. Let's see what she's doing in terms of ski speed. Coming into the range, Herrmann 45 seconds slower than Hanna Sola, having done 1 penalty loop, so giving away some 20 seconds to Sola. Now, Roysland, Mike, 34 seconds behind.
It's
sack the technicians.
I think it's partly the preparation or the base of the ski, but you wouldn't expect 34 seconds after only, what, 14 minutes racing. Excellent.
Oh, great shooting. Great shooting. And if Hauser doesn't perform today, Roysland may well close the gap. Remember, she's just 9 seconds behind. There is Hauser on the range. First time, prone position. Try and update you on her performance. She's well, she's not quick.
21
she's
seconds.
So far down the list. 21 seconds.
That was off the lead time, yes, on the exit.
Yeah. 21 seconds off the fastest time as well, Brézard-Boucher.
It's still good. I mean, at the end of the first shoot, it's only 15 seconds. Yeah. Unlikely to win, but she could well be challenging for a podium because Hanna Sola has got such a lead on anybody else.
Yeah, so a good battle between Hauser and Roysland for the top slot today. At the moment, Roysland in driving position. Here comes Öberg, who looked at one stage as if she could have run away with it, but 3 misses on that standing shoot. She's still got into the lead, which is remarkable. Alimbakova, how's she getting on? She's well inside. We've got a new leader. Belarus could well end up with 2 on the podium. Alimbakova goes first for now, which is where she finished in this race last year. But her teammate, Hanna Sola, has been impeccable all the way through. Here we go with Agnès Bescon. Good battle between herself and Roysland.
That was very off-putting. She hadn't pushed the bolt all the way forward, so the firing pin didn't hit the bullet. She had to recock again. It lost her 10 seconds.
Just 2 breaths in between each shot, apart from the one where she had that little mechanical. Here we go with Sola. She's at the back wearing number 17. And this is going to be a remarkable time. Look at the time gap, 56.5 seconds. Not only does that sew up this race, but it also is going to put her in an amazing position for the pursuit on Sunday. Brilliant effort from Hannah Sola. She's had a third. She's had 3 thirds, actually. Never been better than that. So this could be first time on the top step of the podium. Well deserved for the 25-year-old. That was an amazing performance. What a now, if she does win, Mike. Sorry, Mike. I was going to say the 3 sprints this season, and it does look as though she will. 5th to 3rd to 1st.
Oh, it's just brilliant. And last year at this time, Hannah Sola, she couldn't hit targets. She was skiing well. She shot 0-3 this week, finished 42nd. And then next week in Hochfilzen last year, she missed 2, finishing 19th. Much improved biathlete.
Yeah. And of course, got herself a bronze medal at the World Championships in Pachuca last year. So that was really where we sat up and started highlighting her name on the start sheet.
Breza Boucher is skiing so fast. She came into the range only 11 seconds behind Hannah Sola, so there was a chance Breza Boucher could win this one. 11 seconds behind, having missed 1 target. She had a chance, but she missed another target.
Mona Bråsen, that's very respectable at 4 kilometers. And that puts her into 6th. Sola on 11.21. Sola, Urberg, Breza Boucher, Olimpikova, Vitozzi, the top 5 at 4K. Coming out of the second shoot, Sola, Roisland, Breza Boucher has just gone into 3rd, and Olimpikova down at 50 seconds ahead of Vitozzi, who's in 5th there.
Hauser, just saw her there going through that timing. She's now 19 seconds adrift.
15% normally shoot clear. At the moment, in the finish, we have 2 athletes who've shot the perfect score. Hannah Sola is one of them, and Vanessa Voigt of Germany is the other, who's currently lying in 10th position.
Tyrell Eckhoff leading Denise Herrmann there, but Tyrell Eckhoff has the fresher legs. She doesn't quite have the bounce on the attack that she had nearly all of last season.
Roisland through 6.5, still in second place. Now, what does she have to play with? She's got some 8 seconds to play with over Hannah Urberg, and she's got a good 12 seconds over Olimpikova. So Roisland looks as though she could be heading for another podium. And remember, the battle at the top of the World Cup standings is between Roisland and Chevalier Boucher. That's in the sprint, and in the overall, it's between Hauser and Roisland.
Vitozzi, that's 3rd place for now, 107 behind. That's a huge gap. Normally you get 24 biathletes in the women's field within 107 of the winning time.
Yeah, Breza Boucher and Roisland likely to improve on that performance that we've just seen from Vitozzi, but is Vitozzi rapidly becoming Italy's #1, Mike?
It seems that way, doesn't it? The more weeks that go by, the more confident she's getting, because Dorothea Viera hasn't found her magic yet. At the moment, Viera 11th. In fact, nearly a minute behind Vitozzi.
Yeah, extraordinary. We had one season when they were both on fire, and of course they finished 1st and 2nd in the overall World Cup. Since then, only one of them seems to be able to perform on a given day. Now, Mona Bråsen, 29.3. That's okay. If she can keep that margin, it's good enough for 2nd place.
Isn't it amazing? It's shots 3, 4 and 5. Well, if you're Elvira Urberg, it's shots 3, 4 and 5 in standing that are missed, but so many are missing the second last and the last. And they're just running out of air. They're trying to stick to the breathing routines which they were using up in Scandinavia, but now it's a lot less thinner air here. Roysland, second place, 50 seconds adrift. She left the range only 37 seconds adrift, so losing a lot more time on the track. But she'll be happy for now with second place.
Now, what about Eckhoff? 7.9 behind. She's going to have to rely on her shooting, and it's not been good so far this year. Slightly low right. That was good enough. Ooh, low, slightly left for the last one, but I didn't see where the first one went.
Didn't see it, but that must be soul-destroying for Tiril Eckhoff. So many successful races last season.
They'll come, and if the winning streak doesn't start until the 10th of February, she won't mind. Now, Hauser to retain the yellow bib. Roysland currently sitting in second.
Oh, she doesn't normally feel the pressure.
No fans. That would have put a prone target down. So shot number 4 and 5 were good, but an extra 300 meters. And safe to say that the yellow bib is heading to Marta Olsbu Roysland, who many backed to win the overall this season. Well, we're back to no spectators after enjoying a good crowd up in Östersund, certainly for Saturday, Sunday. That was largely due to the good results that the Swedish team had. But I'm a little concerned, Mike, that this may be the story for the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, and they had said earlier that if you had two, if spectators were coming, that they were welcomed, but they needed the paperwork. But then sadly it all changed to lock it down more.
Now, Tandrevold does not have an adapted stock. Can you explain why that might be? That's a very old school style.
Well, it's a Norwegian chap who makes these ones, and it's quite different. You do have the fingers left and right, but they are very, very expensive. They feel good. I've used one of them. Scott, actually, that's the stock he had, and it does feel great. It's well balanced in your shoulder. And Ace Bescond, well, that one target missed. It could have been so much better, but nearly all of the field can say that at the end of the race.
Yeah. Brésard Boucher, 23 behind as she goes under the tunnel. It's just about 30 seconds, maybe a little bit less.
Great ski time from Justine Brésard Boucher. I would say the ski time is almost matching Hanna Sola's victory ski speed time.
So into second place, the French team, good to see that, but she'll be frustrated with the two misses. But she'll know that she has a top result in her should she hit more targets. That was a good effort. Bulgaria's Todorova. 119 started in the men, 116 starting in the women's race. We'll try and track down Amanda Lightfoot. Started number 71. Should be through the start. She'll be heading for the first shoot in roughly what, 6 minutes time, something like that.
Yes.
Stina Nilsson now. The Swedish fans will be watching on. So many still amazed that she switched from the world of cross-country, where she was the dominant sprinter and certainly potential overall World Cup winner, to biathlon, where she's had to start all over again.
I love that rhythm, Patrick. She's got a feeling, without a doubt, a strong feel there for prone position. A little too much movement on the second shot. Wouldn't it be great if she could get 5 out of 5 standing?
Yeah, but 32 seconds. She's giving away between 5 and 10 seconds on the range alone, and that's what we saw last time we saw a race. Retseva for Russia, 2-0. Great race for the Russians this morning with Alexander Loganov. I had a look at Loganov's splits, Mike. He was fastest on the first lap, then 9th, then 21st. I don't think he got it quite right.
Oh, that's enthusiasm for success, isn't it? You feel good. Setting off here, it's an easy start to the race as you leave the start gates, but you really have to respect this track. It's vicious climbs. Lynn Persson, I was going to say generally her shooting in the stand is sound or steady, but the first 2 shots missed. She's got her breathing recoveries now. Well, you know, she tried, Patrick, to keep the same rhythm as she has been there for the last 6 weeks on snow. And you have to, I think, back it off a little bit coming into this range. A lot more respect for the range.
Avakimova coming into the finish. Keep your eye on the tunnel. Tyrell Eckhoff should appear very shortly. She'll be in for her second shoot. Avakimova with a 10 out of 10. Racing now for Korea, as is Timofey Lapshin. And this, although the margin is huge, the position is not bad at all. Top 15 at the moment. Switch back to Mona Brawson. 118, 119, and she goes into 7th place. That's a good run. But the margin's extraordinarily big. And just as with the women, the margin between the top 60 is usually 2 minutes 30. At the moment, the margin between the top 36 is 4 minutes 34.
It's incredible. Hannah Sola just with great fast skis. We saw that in the men's field. We mentioned that earlier. The ski technicians have got it right. And then when you hit all 10, she really has destroyed the field.
Preutz giving away, what, roughly 30 seconds in terms of ski speed over the first 2 loops. Left herself with too much to do. Now, Tyrell Eckhoff. Where's that confidence level? If we had a gauge, would it be halfway up? Would it be halfway below half?
I'm going for 3/4 of the way up. She loves coming down to Austria. The sunshine does her a lot of good. I'm feeling better. Excellent.
The power of the sun. Wow, good. Well read, Mike. That's great. 50.8 was the margin coming in. And amazingly, if she can pick up 3 or 4 seconds, she could go into 2nd place. We've got Alimbakova out in 50.8. She's only just outside her. So some good splits for Eckhoff at the start of the final loop.
Yeah.
But Eckhoff, 58 seconds behind Hannah Sola. It's extraordinary. Can't quite believe what I've seen so far today. There've been some very, very strange ski times. Loganov's first loop this morning was extraordinary.
Yes, it's been a very interesting day, and that intense cold up in Sweden. Now it's snow that's running a lot faster, and fatigued bodies when you're racing in these cold temperatures. Hauser won't be happy. 16th place, 147 behind, so it's tough to come back on Sunday.
Will that yellow bib ever come back?
So Stina Nielsen, she looked very comfortable in terms of her prone shooting, missed the 2nd shot. And this is a good ski time at 4 kilometers, considering she's been round the 150-meter penalty loop. So therefore adding another, what, 26 seconds onto her time. The skiing is good. She does need, however, the next 5 targets to go down if she wants to challenge for a podium, for second place. And that would be incredible for Stina Nilsson's confidence, the former cross-country skiing who is trying so hard to make it into the Swedish Olympic team for this next Olympics. Baiba Bendika, this is very, very good, coming into the range at 32 behind. When third place, sorry, at this stage in the race was only 11 seconds behind. Oh, what a pity. I was holding my breath there for her, but the last shot flicked up high, I think, and cost her dearly.
Yeah, she would have joined the 5 current finishers who've shot the perfect score. And Hannah Sola is one of them. She leads the way. Roysland of Norway, 10 out of 10, down in 3rd place, 50 seconds behind. That would not have happened last year. It's going to be a bit of an inquiry in the Norwegian team as to what's going on with the skis as we watch Ida Lien. Not a bad first loop, that's respectable.
I think, yes, it's very good. She's there at the just in behind, 1/10 of a second behind Tiril Eckhoff.
First 2 were good, last one dropped a little low. Back in the centre for number 4 and high left, but it's inside. And so often that last one is just is that muscling, Mike, or is that just too eager to get away?
I think too eager to get away. You think you've got away with it. You're on the level of you're gasping for some air at this stage, and it's just tension and rushing the process, I think. Well, Chloe Chevalier just looks composed, well balanced, easy through the rifle.
Yeah, looking at her abdomen, hardly any movement at all. So I think she took a decent amount of time coming in and ensured she was pretty well recovered. Stina Nilsson again, 4 out of 5 in the prone. 8 out of 10 is a good shooting score for her and could be good enough to keep her in the Swedish A team. Does she think she can hit 5?
Ah!
Perhaps not. Perhaps not, but what a shame. But 8 out of 10, as I say, Mike, I think the coaches will settle for that.
I think the coaches will be very happy with that. She looked very good, I felt, Stina Nilsson there. And as Leigrid said last year in the men's race, he was just so happy to be in the Norwegian team. And on the very first day of the season last year, this coach said, not a very good 0, don't worry about it, no pressure, you're not going to win. He won that race, and he said that moment changed his biathlon career for all of last winter, in that he was stable and safe in the team, so he could relax and just do his own race without the tension and the fear of pushing hard and being very tense and in a hurry when you're shooting.
Yeah, Eckhoff, Mike, has already lost 5 seconds on her last loop, so it doesn't look as though she's going to be able to fight back into the top 3. Persson is a long way out. It was looking pretty good at the halfway stage, but 2 misses in the stand push her down to 19th, 1:51 off the start of Hannah Sola in Sunday's pursuit. And Hannah Sola, well, what a position to be in, Mike, but there will be that fear of failure being given such a big advantage.
Yes, quite incredible. She'll do the calculation, well, even if I miss 2 targets, the next best maybe will hit 18, but I think Hannah Sola, she'll have to go into the pursuit competition just focusing entirely on her own performance, if that is possible.
Preutz with what has turned out to be a pretty average score on the range. As we mentioned, very few athletes going clear. I think I'm up to 6 now. Minkkinen of Finland has achieved it, sits 153 off the leaders. Preutz up into 12th position. She is the second best German behind Denise Herrmann, who's in 9th at the moment. And they've got Voigt, who started early, down in 19th. This is Tyrrell Eckhoff, 107, having left the range in a decent position, 51 seconds behind, so 16 seconds, and she just can't quite believe it.
At least Eckhoff, she's top 5 today for the time being. It probably won't change by much, if at all, and confidence can be built.
Hauser congratulating Hanna Sola. Sola, a time of 20:44, as you can see there. Impeccable performance in the range, but it's really the skiing that has woken us up, because she out-skied Elvira Öberg on the first lap and continued to do so throughout the race. Elvira, with 3 misses, still manages 12th position. That's unbelievable. That is how you keep yourself in the top 5 of the World Cup standings. She started today in 4. In terms of the overall, Roysland is back in control.
Just looking further back down the track, Amanda Lightfoot, for the British fans, has been in for the first shoot. Unfortunately, it hasn't gone great. She only hit 1 out of 5, so that really does put pressure on the rest of her race.
Find the positive in that, Mr. Dixon.
Well, the positive is she's still ahead of Sarah Budry, who last week came, I think, 20th. So there's some positive in there somewhere.
Zima, 132 behind. Remember, each penalty loop just around the 26, maybe 26.5 seconds. So without the misses, she's around 35, 40 seconds off the pace. Sounds like nothing, but it's not easy to close that sort of a gap. Christina Rieder, 3:41.
It's quite interesting, Patrick. So the Austrian women's team are getting stronger, but haven't really performed well today. And when I looked at the start list, of course, there has never been at home in Austria, neither male nor female biathlete taking an individual victory. And I thought there was a slim chance that Lisa Teresa could provide today, but doesn't have the ski speed to match Hanna Sola.
Yeah, and it's not going to happen on Sunday, Mike. She starts 1:47 behind. We've seen some remarkable recoveries in the pursuit, but 1:47 is a bit too much to ask for. When you look at the speed of those in front, one of them surely is going to hit 18 or 19 out of 20. And especially with Hauser starting first in the pursuit last time round in Östersund and hitting 20 out of 20 and still couldn't hold on to a podium finish. That's never been done before.
No.
I nearly said achieved.
Ushkina slightly tense there again. The last shot has been the most missed shot today. It often is the way, but it seems to be exaggerated more today.
'86 athletes through that first shoot.
Bendica, sorry Paddy, we saw Bendica there, 8th position. She's got to be so happy with that. That's with 1 shot missed.
Now, this is a good performance, and Lien starting 78, as you can see. She's finished in the top 10 on 2 occasions. Did it in Östersund in the sprint. Actually, both of her best results coming in Östersund. Now, if she hits this, top 10, top 3 is there for the taking. That is a very, very good shoot indeed. Under pressure, she will have known exactly where she was lying, and a margin of 35 seconds will still put her into, just looking at the finish, it will still put her into second position ahead of Brézard-Boucher, but she's got to outski Brézard-Boucher and Roysland on this last loop. Hannah Erberg sitting at 56, Eckhoff at 107. They shouldn't be any problem. Ida Lien looks as though she is heading for a PB. Stina Nielsen with 8 out of 10 goes into 14th. Now, that is good, Mike. She's got points. She's going to be in the mix for the pursuit. This is what she needs. Experience, experience, experience at this level. And getting a good start in a pursuit is about as much as she could ask for this weekend.
And I think the other aspect is she's just nipped in ahead of Elvira Erberg incredibly. She's just got in ahead of her. And that's psychologically, that's got to be a good feeling. And the coaches will be looking more positively.
Yeah, and the Swedish media and the Swedish fans, they'll all start to back her when the results come. Vanessa Hintz is on target. There's a slight reduction in the wind. It's still blowing, as you can see, but it's not quite as strong as it was in the early stages of this race. 49.6 she was. If she stays within a minute, she's looking at a top 10 finish, and she's going to do just that. 56.2, and Hintz, she'd love to finish top German. She's got to get inside. We've got Hermann, who is 1:29 off the leading time of Hannah Sola. So it looks as though Hintz could achieve that. And don't forget, we have one of the German veterans starting last today. That, of course, is Franziska Hildebrand, who's been brought in instead of Weidel, who has not been well over the last few days.
Colombo has been skiing very well at the IBU Cup races, and this is a strong performance into the range.
So as we watch Colombo, Mike, in your opinion, what's the biggest health hazard on the tour? Is it cold weather training up in the in northern Scandinavia, or is it the travelling in between each of the World Cups?
I think it's the travelling when you're tired, although the hygiene levels are so much higher than they have ever been in history. But interestingly, teams in the leading into COVID would always clean their hands when they're going into and exiting dining rooms, touching door handles. But yes, the travelling in airports, in open areas like that, is probably the biggest risk. And you've got to have a certain mindset as well. If you worry about everything, that worry seems to bring stuff on. If you just think, I've got to do this, take some precautions, but don't panic. It generally can be okay.
Yeah, Lien coming up towards the 6.1. She's got another 1,400 metres to go from this point. Brézard-Boucher on 43 survives. Oh, no, she doesn't. It's very, very tight. 0.2 of a second between them at the moment. But when they came out of the range, trying to update you on that, Lien was a good 2.5 seconds. So it's the French athlete that is travelling the quicker at that stage. Mike, just looking at the shooting times for the standing shoot, Hannah Erberg leads on 18.6, but we know she missed. Amanda Lightfoot in second position, 21.4.
Wow, well done, Amanda. Trying to pull some time back. I'll just get a reading on how the outcome was. And she shot the perfect 5 out of 5. Well done, Amanda Lightfoot, at that speed to hit those targets.
Yeah, so one of the best and one of the worst. So Franziska Hildebrand is underway, and that is all the athletes out on the snow for now. She's been in the start area for the last 45 minutes. She's seen many of the top names start and finish, and now she's got to compose herself for her 7.5 Ks. Dropped from second to third, and Roysland will be thinking, I think I might have done enough. That podium is disappearing from Ida Lien. It's still going to be a very, very good result.
This is probably her personal best, Patrick, but the hills don't suit her. She's such a tall athlete. The hills maybe not suiting her Thankfully, the coaches are getting moved out of the way. The tempo isn't good from Ida Lien over the top of the rise.
Yeah, her personal best is 9th, Mike. She did that in the sprint in Östersund last season, the beginning of last season. And then, as I mentioned, she had a 10th place this time round up in Östersund as well, where the hills aren't quite as severe. Certainly, you don't have to deal with the altitude. And Lien, still 30 seconds or so to play with. Sola is safe. Breza-Boucher is safe. Roysland, I think, is going to survive. I can't remember what sort of a finish Roysland had, Mike.
It was strong. Her tempo is often fast, but Roysland was attacking to the line and getting a lot of energy around these corners. Lien really needs to tuck low and free skate, try and pick up some more momentum. Well, she only had 0.6 of a second ahead of Roysland. It's going to be close.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time in the last 4 sprints that Ida Lien has managed to hit 10 out of 10. That is some record. And if that keeps going through the season, she could be in the mix when it comes to the finish of the sprint trophies. She's tired. You can tell from the legs. It's not a difficult corner, that. Yes, it's compact. Breza-Boucher needn't be too concerned. I think there's a little air of confidence under that buff. And she knows that 2nd place is secured. Lien gets the support of the rest of the team. Roysland on 50.3. This is going to be close. Can she nip inside? Can she get a top 3? She's going to be agonizingly close, and it's going to go the wrong way. Roysland survives. Hannah Öberg goes down, but what a fabulous effort, and what a brilliant PB from Ida Lien. That will be a massive confidence booster for her.
Oh, she really gave everything on the track, and I liked the way on the early part of the track she had extended her margin ahead of Roysland by a couple of seconds, but in the end she's lost by 2.2 for a podium.
Naughton, who often produces a very quick standing shoot.
Both Naughton and Lien from Lillehammer. That Olympic range there certainly helps, and the 40 lane range up in Sjusjøen, they use that as well. This is another good performance from the I suppose, the least favoured Norwegians.
Yeah, nice start. 31 given away. Looking at something like 1:30 at the end of the day. Vanessa Hintz with another 0. So the shooting has improved as this race has gone on. The conditions have got a little bit better, to be fair to those who started early. But 1:17, around 1:18, and into 10th place for Vanessa Hintz. .19 seconds, Mike, at 1.5.
That's quite a margin. Almost a penalty loop picked up already, effectively. Just thinking of Vanessa Hintz. So happy for Vanessa Hintz. That is the best German performance, as far as I can see, in 10th place. Hermann, yes, Hermann 13th. Couldn't see Hermann. Preutz, surprisingly, 3rd German today. She's been doing so well lately.
Kadurish coming up to the 4-kilometer stage. Hopefully we'll get to see her shoot in the stand. She's generally one of the quickest. She was the quickest here last year in the stand position. And actually, Heike was the quickest in the prone, so something that the Swiss team have been focusing on.
Kadurish from the very end of the beautiful Engadine Valley, the high point, Maloja. What a place to live. I think it's, what, over 1,700 meters.
Too far from the sea. It's got everything else, though.
Colombo, look at the pace Colombo's coming in to shoot. So under the bridge, it then climbs up, or under the tunnel, it climbs up And there, this for me is the important part. You're deceived because you've had a lot of breathing recovery coming down the fast descent, and then you think you can push quite hard up into this section. It's a strange, unusual range, but not many have hit the perfect score today.
Caroline Colombo, will she pay the price of a hard entry? Didn't take full advantage of the flat section. Could have gone on another 5-10 seconds or so up towards lane 16.
Excellent.
She knew what she was doing, Mike.
She certainly did.
That's a very good shoot.
Yeah, that was absolutely outstanding. She makes it now 10 athletes. Oh, no, she missed one, of course, first time. There's 9 athletes who have shot the perfect scores so far today. That's from 72 finishers now.
Yeah, and she's going to be just outside the top 15 at the moment. If she can keep that margin, it won't be easy, but if she can keep that margin, then that will put her into the top 11. Hildebrand, with that ski speed, this has got to be quick and accurate. About 24, 25 seconds. 27 from Hildebrand.
Yes, Hildebrand, it's good to see her back in World Cup colours, and, well, didn't race at all at this level last year. There's so many things to control in the stand shooting. You're coming towards the last part of your race. The pressure grows and grows. You've got to be stable and try and keep some composure.
This is Caroline Notten of Norway. First shoot. She has come through unscathed at 36 seconds, but she will know that if the next 5 targets go down, she is looking at a top 20. And in terms of the Norwegians, they've got Roysland in 3, Lien in 4, and then a big gap all the way down to Kalkenberg, who's sitting in 37, Tandrevold 45. I can't help thinking I must have missed Tyrrell Eckhoff in there somewhere.
Yes, sixth, Tyrrell.
6th. Yes, apologies to Tyrrell.
Yeah.
Up in 6th position, 1 miss, 107 off the leaders. There it is on your screens. Hannah Sola, absolutely brilliant. And that backs up the bronze medal she won at the World Championships last year. She is here to stay. And if she keeps that sort of ski speed, she's going to be dangerous right the way through the season. And if she can keep that form to the middle of February, then maybe she will be the one who joins Domracheva as a Belarusian gold medal winner. Well, good day's work, and very interesting conditions here in Hochfilzen. We have the pursuits for the men tomorrow and the relay for women. Then they switch round on Sunday, and the men's pursuit is going to be an interesting one. Johannes Kern getting his first ever win this morning. He will lead the way, and I hope you can join us for that 11:05 UK time for the start of the men's pursuit. So Christmas has come early for Hannah Sola.
zum zweiten Schießen.
Fehlerfrei beim Liegenschießen, Caroline Hochfilzen. The next at standing position. The next competition, we start with the quarter gap. 2 women. Und natürlich, wenn die nächste Läuferin hier im Ziel ist, wird auch hier wieder die Siegerehrung stattfinden. Standing position 17. Once again, the shooting range of Pizza was a killer for some ladies.
Not for her, even if she still hits.
Fastest on the track, even faster than Hannah Sola. 15 minutes completing
Beim Stehenschießen einmal noch ums Eck und dann in die Zielgerade. Caroline Colombo Front. Ein bisschen schneller am Ende des Tages wie
Lisa, die hat eine Gewinner von 1,47 und Caroline Colombo Rückstand von 1 Minute und 41 Sekunden. Platz 26.
Damit sind unsere Leser jetzt auf 1,26 zurückgefallen.
Ja, Platz ist gewonnen und dann auf 18. Beste Deutsche, wer hätte das geglaubt heute vor diesem Rennen wird Vanessa Hinz mit einem 10. Platz, Felix Hermann auf 13 und Franziska Preuß als Mitte der Deutschen auf 18. Beste Weißfuß mit Sola, beste Norwegerin.
From Sweden, no receipt for China on shooting in 19. Nun die Finnen auf Schießstand 17.
5 Schweden, 5 Swedes in the top 70. 3 Norwegians in the top 6.
Danke sehr. Ja.
2 Belarus in the top 8 with Poland and Alibaba. Next time, Schießstand 16. Hildebrand jetzt das 40. in der Zwischenzeit gerettet. Auch immer gezeigt, wie gut ist man in Form, ist die Schlussrunde, fastest last cross-cut without shooting, Öberg, under the fastest, Magnusson and Sola second and third, they only lost 0.1 or 0.2 of a second, Elvira Öberg was, Lisa lost in this one 19 seconds. She's 23rd. Julia Meyer 53 seconds. Julia the same 53 seconds. And Victoria 1 minute and 18 seconds. Zwei Fehler für die Kanadierin Pfeiffer, Schießstand 17. Die Schweizerin Kattonisch jetzt als 78. im Ziel. Nun Korea in 8th position at finish. Die Japanerin Katsuka jetzt auf 113 Langzeiten schießen. Sie ist bei Hildebrand, trägt ja die letzte Startnummer, die Startnummer 116. Und wie gesagt, auf dem zweiten Schießen auf 41 im Ziel nach wie vor. Fatih Sola in Führung. Justin Brace, Resas Crochet auf 2. Marta und Russland auf 3. Zwei Treffer leider nicht ins Ziel gegangen und jetzt Rang 32 für Lucy.
Startnummer 107, Maria Zdravka, ist die nächste, die das Ziel erreichen wird. Aus Bulgarien ist diese Läuferin.
Am Schießstand hat sie sich 2 Fehler geleistet. Rakova, Bulgaria. Maria Zdravkova,
98th position. The end of this race.
Auf geht's jetzt, komm! Dranbleiben! Oh, Philly, auf geht's! Ja, dann 36, diese 5 Sekunden auf die Tore, bis 34. Lena hinten vor dir knapp. Das geht jetzt rüber, ja?
Stimmt der Name? Ja. Ja? Halt Deutsch. So kann man. Ja.
А это можете спросить, кровь и моча или как?
She's asking which kind of test is going to be with
Only urine.
German Reeds, United States of America with the next activity.
Nice job, Joe, nice job! There you go, come on, push your way in. Every second, come on,
Zhang Yan from China is the runner before John Reed.
John Reed, United States of America. Doing his hits in standing position. And now he ends the race in 46th position. Reed. Ja, jetzt kommt sie, die Startnummer 16, Deutschland auf den letzten Metern und sie überquert die Ziellinie als 37. Franziska Biathlon, Deutschland. Startnummer 111, Asuka aus Japan. 4 Linien, einen Stielanschlag.
Sie wird gleich auf die Zielgerade einbiegen. Asuka, Japan.
Wo kann sich die Japanerin einreihen? Auf Platz 112. Die Japanerin jetzt auf 112. Ziel.
Zum Beispiel auf den letzten Metern von Kanada, Benita Pfeiffer.
The last meters for Benita Pfeiffer, Kanada. Wo kann sie sich einreihen? Es ist Platz 113. Position for Pfeiffer, Kanada.
Auf den letzten Metern von Kanada, Benita Pfeiffer.
Das Programm wurde nur ganz kurz noch einmal wiederholt. 4 Uhr 12, 12 Uhr 15, die Verfolgung und 4 Uhr 12, 14 Uhr 15, der Startwettkampf der Frau. Tomorrow we have the first event at the quarter past 12 and the third event at the quarter past 2. Ja, im 15. gesagt, die Siegerehrung in die Stadion.
Hannah, congratulations. So what a fantastic day and perfect performance. Can you tell us how happy are you?
Аня, просто невероятное выступление от вас сегодня. Замечательная гонка. Насколько вы довольны и счастливы?
Я в это не верю. Мне кажется, мне нужно ущипнуть, чтобы я проснулась. Ну, для меня это супер. Я супер счастлива. Ну, я в это пока не верю и не знаю. Это невозможно.
I'm so super happy. I really don't have the words right now, and it seems like I have to wake up, and I really cannot realize that. I just need time to take that, but I'm really, really glad.
You should be. Congratulations.
Поздравляем.
Спасибо. Thank you.
Alles wird vorbereitet, MC-Sieger ist America is waiting the medals and the trophies as well. Und wir bieten um die Einspieler und die IDU-Verfahren.
BMW IBU World Cup, the awards. Auf Rang Nummer 3. In third place, aus Norwegen, representing Norway, Marte Olsby Reuseland. Once again, General Secretary of the IBU, Niklas Carlsen, and the President of the Austrian Ski Federation, Roswitha Stadlober, with the congratulations. In second place, auf Platz Nummer 2, representing France, aus Frankreich, Justine Bressard-Boucher. Erste Weltcup-Siegerin Hochfilzen 2021. First champion and winner Hanna Sola, Weißrussland, Belarus. The top three. A big cheer for Hanna Sola, Justine Bressard-Boucher and Marte Olsby Reuseland. In fourth place from Norway, aus Norwegen, vierte Italien. In fifth place, an der 5. Stelle, from Sweden, aus Schweden, Hanna Öberg. And she is back, sechster Platz für Norwegen, from Norway, Tyrell Eckhoff.
competition, Hannah Sola, Justin Brizard for Shane Matthews for the top three, followed by Evelyn, Hannah Herberg, and Tyrell Eckhoff. Ladies, a big cheer from all of us to you. All the best for the rest of this day. See you tomorrow. Good luck, stay healthy, and God bless you. And first we'll come wait for a smiling Hannah Sola. Das war's von uns. Dankeschön, Max Gelmeier, die gesamte Sola-Mannschaft und meine Gelegenheit. Servus für Gott im Namen des Organisationskomitees und vor allem im Namen des österreichischen Skiverbandes hier und heute mit vielen zahlreichen Helfern. Und danke fürs Helfen, danke für eure tatkräftige Unterstützung.